All content is publicly sourced and used under the USA Fair Use and UK Fair Dealing Guidelines. The things I say are strictly my opinion. Good afternoon, everyone. It's the Bizzy Bee with the Royal Tea. I hope you've all had a great Friday, July the 24th so far. Not quite over yet, still got a few hours to go. This is a cartoon of King Edward II. For today's History Minute, we have one that is a little off-putting, a little strange, creepy, if I do say so myself. Let's take a look. It's Isabella of Valois. I believe that is the way it's pronounced. Oh, goodness. She is the second queen consort of Richard II. Remember in my last video I talked about his first one? She passed away suddenly. So this is the second one. Her coat of arms. Very nice. Can't really tell too much detail about her, what she looks like, but let's take a look at a few facts about Isabella. Her tenure as queen consort, 31st of October, 1396 to the 30th of September, 1399. She married the king at the age of 6. He was 29. Alright? That's the strange part. She was widowed 3 years later. This is a picture of their wedding. That's the king, of course, bending over to kiss the young bride. The fact that Isabella was a child was discussed during the marriage negotiations, but Richard replied that each day would rectify the problem, that it was an advantage as he would then be able to shape her in accordance with his ideal, and that he was young enough to wait. On the 29th of June, 1406, after Richard's death, Queen Isabella, aged 16, married her cousin, Charles, Duke of Orleans, aged 11. She died in childbirth at the age of 19 on the 13th of September, 1409. She is buried at the Church of the Celestines in Paris. Now, when I was researching for this today, I did read where Isabella stayed at Windsor Castle and her husband Richard somewhere else, and he visited her occasionally and her ladies, and they would laugh, have a good giggle, and he would go back home. So, nothing under strange whatever that I read about. I have an announcement. I will do the live stream this Sunday, the 26th of July at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. That's, I believe the UK is 5 hours ahead of us, so 1700 hours UK time. So, oh my goodness, I'm a little bit nervous about that. And don't forget to check out my other channel, Real Royalty, where I will be discussing the current royals, past royals, royal history, whatever you want. All royals, all the time, the Bizzy Bee. It's great. It's like my passion project because I love royal history. I love to discuss it. It's great. I posted a video there earlier today about George III's watch being sold at auction for £1.6 million. It's fun. So, Sunil asked me, when you talk about H&M, don't show their photographs. It helps their PR. Agreed. I think I'll do that. This is an article from the Daily Mail. It alleges that the palace is fearful of what's going to be in the Harkles' book, written by Omid Scobie, of course. They're afraid that Meghan is going to try to throw everything at them that she can and basically throw them under the bus, which, knowing Meg, that's exactly what she's going to do. Because this book, although it is written by Omid Scobie, I'm sure every word was approved by Smegs. Okay, and it's going to be her version of events. But let's dive into the article. We'll see what it says. Daily Mail, I'll link it below. Tell-all Harry and Meghan biography will plunge relations with the royal family to a new low, as palace insiders fear the couple will use the book to settle scores. Bingo! That's exactly what she's going to do. Insiders believe the resentful couple will use the biography to settle scores. Extracts from Finding Freedom will be seen for the first time this weekend. So they're going to be releasing, I don't know, what is it, these promo things, excerpts from the book for the press to start reviewing, and of course the public will get their first taste of the book this weekend. And you know me, I'm going to make a video about it. We'll see what happens. But I think that every word of it is just going to be Meghan's lies, how awful she was treated. Oh, spare me. Nothing that we haven't heard a million times from Meghan's friends and sources and now what she called them relatives. It is written by cheerleader royal watchers Omid Scobie and Carolyn Durand. Cheerleader Omid Scobie. Ah, that's a good one. A biography of the Duke and Duchess, dubbed by palace insiders the Gospel According to Harry and Meghan, is set to plunge relations with the royal family to a new low. Sources believe the resentful couple will use the book, extracts from which will be seen for the first time this weekend, to settle scores. Finding Freedom, Harry, Meghan, and the Making of a Modern Royal Family. There they go, using the word royal, and they're not supposed to be. Shame, shame. Has been written by royal watchers Scooby-Doo and Carolyn Durand. Described as Harry and Meg's cheerleaders. The authors boast the book published next month has been written with the participation of those closest to the couple. There have been reports that H&M have spoken to the authors personally, although that has not been confirmed. Whew, yeah, they did. Not a word in that book has not been run by Meghan. She probably taught the whole thing come out of her mouth. And you see here I've blurred their pictures out. The issue of how far the couples have cooperated with the authors is interesting, given the backdrop of Meghan's legal battle with the Mail on Sunday over its publication of a letter she wrote to her father. Thomas Markle says he only made the letter public after its existence was revealed by some of her closest friends to a U.S. magazine. Meghan claims she had no idea they were going to do this and that the letter should have remained private. Intriguingly, sources have told the Mail that H&M had initially been worried when they heard about plans for the biography and ordered their staff to speak to the authors to find out what was going to be in it. They were worried about they sent their staff to find out what was going. They knew what was going to be in it. That is a total lie right there. They knew what was going to be in it because the whole thing is out of their mouths. It's their version of events, which is 100% false. A number of meetings and dinners were subsequently held, it is believed, when they realized that it was likely to be quite the hagiography anyway. It seems the Sussexes decided to kill it with kindness, one insider said. Sources have told the Mail that the biography will lay bare the pressure cooker of anger and resentment the couple felt as working royals. H&M claim they were spectacularly unsupported by what they have described as the institution of the monarchy, and it is expected that senior staff will be in the firing line. They were spectacularly unsupported. The Queen went with her on one of Meghan's first outings as a royal. If that's not supportive, I don't know what is. Didn't they of course learned from everything that happened with Diana, and they didn't let that happen again with Kate, and they certainly didn't let that happen again with Meghan. This is all hogwash. Absolute, complete hogwash, as my grandmother would say. Regardless of the truth, it will make headlines worldwide and give a fulsome airing to the Harkle's long list of grievances. Yet again, one well-placed figure said. Another source told the Mail that they had been warned to expect a revisionist version of events. Revisionist version, that's a nice way of saying a bunch of lies concerning their engagement, marriage, and brief spell as working royals. It's going to be the gospel according to the Harkles, so to speak. They said, everything that has happened in terms of megxit will be seen through the prism of their take on events. What it's unlikely to reveal, however, is how it subsequently emerged that Harry and Meghan had been quietly plotting their exit from the royal family for at least 9 months before they finally announced their decision to quit in January this year. They have been thinking about it for at least Meghan had that plan before she even walked down the aisle. She knew marry Harry, take a little time out from the acting career, make it look like she gave it her best try with the royal family as a working royal, and then quit, go back to LA and take over Hollywood, A-list acting roles, Marvel superhero, move over Scarlett Johansson, move over everyone else. Meghan's here. Didn't happen quite that way. That hurt a lot of people who had bent over backwards to protect them. Members of the couple's circle say that Harry, while loyal to Meggers, was very torn about how to resolve the situation. But Meghan was extremely vocal. We know that. She's extremely vocal about any bit of uncomfortableness that she feels. She was extremely vocal about how unhappy she was, and Harry, who was wrapped around her finger, had always hated the media and the so-called men in gray suits at the palace, eventually saw this as a way out too, they said. The Mail understands that Buckingham Palace fear the book will destroy any hope of H&M repairing their relationships with the rest of the royal family. Sources say the Harkles are still somewhat shell-shocked about recent events. Truthfully, they didn't think things would end up the way they did, said one, but they are stubborn and have firmly convinced themselves that they have done the right thing regardless of the consequences. They are stubborn. You can absolutely say that one again. Oh my goodness. This book is going to be a bunch of lies, everybody. I'm not going to waste my money on it to tell you anything about it. Sorry, you can be upset if you want to, but I'm not going to put money in the pocket of Omid Scobie, and by way of him, the Harkles. Absolutely not. No. I'm not going to have anything to do with that book. I'll see what the excerpts that come out this weekend say and report on those. But as far as buying it, my money's not going in his pocket. This picture of my corgi Myrtle is here because I just have one quick thing I want to share with you. And then I'm going to get into the what have we learned, because I have quite a few funny ones this evening. But this 4th of July, it's the first 4th of July that we've had Myrtle. And all the fireworks that went off, she had never been scared of the thunder before, but after the 4th of July and the fireworks, now she's terrified. Ever since that night, it took me a week to get her to even go back outside after the 4th this year. So today, I took this video today while I was working. It started storming here. It was storming really bad and thundering. And Myrtle was terrified, and the way she was shaking, oh my goodness, people. I picked her up and put her in my lap, and I was trying to comfort her, and the shaking was so bad, I recorded it. I want to show you how bad it was. Take a look at this, everyone. If any of you know of any remedies to help with this, please let me know. But it's been ever since, about 2.5 weeks ago, since the 4th of July and the fireworks. She was never afraid of the thunder before. Look at this. See the way her little leg is shaking there? Poor little thing. Okay, yeah, that's terrible. I wish I could do something to help her, but those darn fireworks. Debbie Tate said on my last video, oh goodness, my last video about Harry feeling insulted about the charity allegations, Debbie said, they're moving money around charities, is called laundering. Meghan doesn't know the definition of laundering. She thinks that's what happens with dirty clothes. Lucky says, when you take money from a non-profit and put it into a for-profit, that is fraud and embezzlement on both sides of the pond. Grandma can't fix that. Lily said, the only charitable works of H is MM's upkeep. Ms. Louis V said, very shady couple. Just name me a charity they gave money to. By the way, it's a new wig. She always wears lace front wigs. Well, you know something, Ms. Louis V? I thought about that. I was wondering, how much does Daddy Charles pay for those wigs of Meghan's? So I did a quick Google search today for wigs, and I just Googled a black lace front wig, because Meghan's hair is black, obviously. So I found a few, and I thought, no, this one on Etsy right here, it looks like her current hairstyle, but I saw that it was like $21, and I knew that that wasn't expensive enough for Meg. So I looked up, I looked up black lace front wig expensive, and I found this one, $2,074 on wowwigs.com. Now, that looks about like what she had for the, but the girl up speech, but the one that she had for the girl up speech wasn't quite that voluminous, I guess is what you would call it. Okay, so moving on. Patricia says the mother is not a social worker. She worked in the office of the social worker assigned to her in prison. I said, so a social worker once removed? So if you hang out with a person that is of a certain profession, does that mean that that profession rubs off on me? So Doria hung out with a social worker, so that rubbed off on her, so now she's a social worker? So, okay. So maybe I should go hang out with a few doctors so I can get a better paying job. Dr. Pencil said, maybe he's so used to doing business in a dirty way, he sees nothing wrong. Lynn Hay said, like the saying goes, misery needs company. Kayla Hamilton, he feels insulted. What about all the dribble that has flowed out of their mouths? That's insulting. Finola says, he ought to be ashamed of himself. His wife, a yacht girl, mother-in-law jailbird, Bogart had a lucky escape. Oh, I love the history beforehand. Oh, thank you, Finola. I appreciate your kind words. Secret Weapon says, I thought they were advocating for elephants. Hundreds of elephants have mysteriously died the past week in Botswana, and they have said nothing. That's insulting to me. Well, Miss Secret Weapon, talking about that isn't going to get Ms. Markle on the front page of the papers, but hopping onto something that's already on the front page of the papers, that's the best way for her to keep herself in the news. If the elephants in Botswana were on the front page, then Meghan would certainly hitch her bandwagon to that, but that's not good press for her. Good press is what's on the front page today. Bethany Miller said, isn't it funny that on the first website the ad says, how to remove a musty smell, LOLOLOL. That was from the last video. There was an advertisement on there. Lisa says, I am thoroughly enjoying watching Harry and Meghan's downfall. Yes, it is spectacular. Don't forget to watch my other channel, Real Royalty, everyone. So what have we learned today? Well, number one, the relationship of Isabella and Richard II is just as creepy as that of the Harkles. Number two, the Gospel of Half-Wit Harry and Mooching Meg, as written by Omid Scobie, will be the truth as only the Harkles see it. Number three, Meg's version of the truth is about as true as me saying Meg is caring, kind, and treats everyone the same regardless of celebrity status. Number four, Myrtle the corgi is terrified of loud noises. Aw, poor thing. Number five, when charges are filed, Smeg will learn laundering is not just what the help does with the dirty clothes. Number six, when Smegs learns what she has been doing is called laundering, she will be furious she has been doing the work of peasants. Number seven thing that we've learned, everyone, Just Harry has been very charitable. He has been paying for the upkeep of a tired, old, worn-out mattress named Meghan. Number 8. if merely being in the presence of a social worker means that Doria is now a social worker, then from Meg's days as an escort and yacht girl and all the men she was around, does that mean that Meghan is a rich foreign businessman with a proclivity for ugly feet? That's a good riddle. Number 9. Harry is accustomed to lying with dirty, infested tarts, which is why he sees nothing wrong with Megasaurus. Number 10. Harry feels insulted by the charity mess, but has no shame in the way his wife has treated his family. Number 12. The only elephant Harry cares about is Smegs. And the last thing that we've learned, the Harkles' downfall is as spectacular as they are irrelevant and pointless. Aw, there you go, everybody. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification button. I will see you in the next one, and I'll definitely be out with a video as soon as we find out some clips from Omid Scobie, aka the Harkle's new book. And please tune in this Sunday, the 26th of July at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 1700 hours or 5 p.m. UK time. Oh, for my first live broadcast. Oh my dear goodness gracious. If I can stomach it, if I can get up the courage and the gumption to do it, then by goodness I will do it. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully I will see you then. Bye bye everybody. Have a good evening.